Hello world, it's me Abhinaya. So today I'm here with another very interesting problem from Leetcode. It is called number of islands. It's a medium level problem. So given an m into n 2D grid maps of ones and zeros, return the number of islands. So we have to find how many islands are there. One identifies the land and zero is water. An island is surrounded by water and it is formed by connecting adjacent lands horizontally or vertically. You may assume all four edges of the grid are all surrounded by water. So the ones that are connected horizontally and vertically, they all form an island. It should not be connected diagonally. Okay. So here all these ones are connected horizontally or vertically. So in this we have only one island. So if you see this is one island and here it is another separate island and here this is another separate island. So it has three islands. It should not be connected diagonally. Okay. So this is a separate island and this is a separate island. Okay. So let's see how we are going to solve this problem. First, I'm going to initialize a counter and we're going to loop through the grid. So we know how we are going to loop through a 2D array. Range run of grid. This gives the number of rows. And then for the number of columns, len of grid of I. Len of grid of I, and then we have to check if it is 1 or not. So 1 is an island, so we have to check that. Grid of I of j equal to 1. If it is 1, we're going to pass this into a function. Okay, so I'm going to call that function as BFS, and we're going to pass the grid I and j to that. And before that, if we already found 1, so if it is 1, we are the starting of an island, right? So I'm going to increment the counter. So I'm here. So what we're going to do inside this is, so at last we are going to return the C. So in this function, what we're going to do is we're going to find all the adjacent. So if we found this, okay, this one, and we are passing this into this function, right? So what we're going to do is, and we're going to turn all these ones into zeros. Okay, so we found this one, and we're going to change all the adjacent ones around this into zeros. So this is an island and we changed it into zero. We converted it into zero. And we're going to loop through this grid again and we're going to find this and we're going to change it into zero and it is incremented. And the same things happen for all these things. So let's see how we're going to do it. Well, grid ij. So let's see the basic constraints in here. Okay. So if I becomes less than 0 or I is greater than or equal to len of grid or j is less than 0 or j is greater than or equal to len of grid of 0 or grid of I of j is not equal to 1, we are going to come out of this recursion. So we're going to return. Or else what we're going to do is we're going to change the ones into zeros. Grid of I j equal to 0 and we're going to check if we found this one and we're going to check all these adjacent positions if it is 1 and we're going to change that also into 0. Okay, so we're going to call this recursively as grid I plus 1 comma j. So I plus 1 is what? To check the above row and self dot bfs of grid comma I minus 1 to check the Oh, sorry. I plus 1 is for the below row and I minus 1 is for the above row. And j and self dot grid bfs grid I j plus 1 for the right side for the next column, and then bfs of grid comma I comma j minus 1 for the left side to check the all the four sides of the particular position. And actually that's it. So if the I becomes less than 0, or I becomes greater than the basic length, and j becomes less than 0 or j is greater, or grid of ij is not equal to 1, only if it's 1 these things should happen. If it is not equal to 1, it should come out of the recursion. So we have given the basic constraint and these things, and let's run this. Yes, it got accepted. Now let's submit this. Yes, it got accepted. Let me come through this again. So we got to find the number of islands in the 2D array, and the ones that are adjacent, like vertically and horizontally, those ones form an island. So first we are given a counter and we're going to loop through the 2D array. So if a grid of ij equal to 1, we are going to increment the counter and pass it into this function. And we're going to call this function recursively, and we're checking all the adjacent positions, and we're changing it. If it is 1, we are changing it into 0, or else we are breaking it from the recursive call, and we are looping through it, and we are incrementing, and we are returning the count of islands. So I hope you guys understood, and there are so many methods to solve this problem. So if you guys know any of the methods, see it in the comment below so everyone can learn. And thank you so much.